Oh, he's like, oh, I killed my kid. Why don't I kill some more? Why stop there? Fun for the whole family. Generic Control in the Doc goes. We're back with some more game theory of FNAF. Today we're doing We Were Wrong About the Bite, which I'm not really sure what he means by that, but you can check out my reaction to it last week's video, which was a killer's promise. I'll leave it right up there. I'll also link down below in the description. I believe it's also in a playlist on my channel with all of my other game theory Five Nights at Freddy's videos. I skipped the origins of living puppets. I skipped that video. I was told to. I read every single one of your comments, so leave them down below. I hope you're subscribed. Like 75% of you are not subscribed, so if you would be subscribed, I'd greatly appreciate it. My channel was deleted a couple years ago. I had to completely start back over. I was never even told why my channel was deleted, but I had to start all the way back over, and thankfully I have a wonderful community behind me that supports me, so thank you so much for being here. Hopefully I can make your day just tiny little better. Like I said, I do read every single one of your comments and I reply to them, so you know I'm reading them. So usually Wednesdays I have to read like 400 or 500 comments, and yes, that sounds insane, and yes, I'm responding to a lot of them. You know, other YouTubers would be like, yeah, I read every comment. No, you don't. There's 5,000 comments. You don't read all those comments. It's impossible. But thankfully my channel is small enough to the point where even if it's 400 or 500 comments, I can still read them. I'm also so stubborn that I would even if it was 1,000, which I've actually done before, I think. But let's go ahead and jump into the video. Hopefully I can make your day a little better. Hopefully I can make you laugh. I've only ever played FNAF 1, but let's jump on into this video. We were wrong about the bite.
It's me, Michael. I found
Michael?
it was right.
You found
where
what?
You said it would be.
This is a
There's
reference to
only
something.
one thing left for me to do now. I'm
What?
going to come find you.
I'm going to come find you?
Nope. Nuh-uh, not
Nah,
touching it.
nope.
No, sir.
What is that?
No.
Wait, what is that?
way.
Wait, what is that? What is that?
Mechanically wheeze all you want, Michael Eggs Benedict, Afton, Purple Guy, Jingleheimer, Schmidt, but I am not.
That's a name.
I am not spending another 20 minutes trying to piece together whether you're Springtrap, whether you're Purple Guy, whether you're a second Purple Guy, and whether
A second
all of
Purple
this
Guy? Isn't there
requires
multiple
yet
Purple Guys?
another rewrite of the
I think it might have been
timeline.
spoiled in the
I
comment
am
section.
not doing it. At least not until the next book comes out in June. Nope,
Ooh,
no siree,
books?
doggo. Today,
Imagine knowing how to
the
read.
series
The
that
dog and a
prompted
waffle.
lore-based theories to flood this channel is getting the old school.
How many views does this have?
treatment. That's right.
18 million?
Today, I'm
Yeah,
tackling the science
that's worth it.
of Five Nights at Freddy's.
The science. God, they get creative with these. And it's kind of okay. Well, Five Nights at Freddy's didn't really put game theory in the map. Game theory's been around for forever.
Welcome to
This just
Game
made it
Theory, where
huge,
today's
I'm
Freddy
pretty sure.
theory is going to be a bit different. No source code deep
I've only ever
dives,
played the
no
first
rooting
game, by the
around
way.
for obscure
What's it
hidden
gonna be
Easter
about?
eggs, only hardcore real-life research. Oh, but
Real-life
speaking of the
research?
source code,
Real-life lore?
something really
Try to see team with
fascinating
the
is
first one.
going
Let's go.
on right now. Scott Cawthon's two websites are having a conversation. Scott,
What do you mean they're
Gaines is
having a
saying things
conversation?
like, "You're
How are
proud
websites
of us.
talking?
You can't tell us what to do anymore. We outnumber you." And the
We
FNAF
outnumber you?
World website
My numbers
is
are bigger than
replying with,
yours.
"Be quiet. Yes, I can. You will do everything that I tell you
That's
to
FNAF
do."
World?
Which makes it seem like FNAF 6, Sins of the Father. It's my title. Feel free to use it, Scotty C. It's gonna be like an all-out
That would be
animatronic
it.
Civil
He didn't
War
actually use
style
it.
battle against the OG creator William,
Wow.
aka Springtrap Afton. How
Oh?
awesome would that be? Title, game,
Would it?
boom, done. Feel free to use that idea
There you
as
go.
well. Meanwhile, another FNAF
No
update,
royalties,
since
just
a lot of you have been asking me on Twitter about
Matt
my
Pat,
thoughts on this. The
GG.
movie got itself
You follow me
canceled and then
on
found
Twitter?
itself a new production
Kyle the
partner,
Duck YT.
Blumhouse Productions, the same guys who did Paranormal Activity, Oculus,
Haven't
The
seen it,
Purge,
haven't seen
Get
it,
Out.
haven't-
Honestly,
I've seen
I
one of the
think
Purge
it's
movies.
Great news.
Wait, Get
Someone
Out? I've
else
seen
has
Get
made a
Out,
name for
I think.
themselves by doing awesome movies on really teeny budgets.
$15,000
And FNAF as an indie
budget?
franchise needs that cheaply made indie vibe
What?
to really make it scary. It doesn't need a big
That's
studio
it?
like Warner
I mean,
Brothers,
$15,000
where it
$15,000 is a
used to
lot of
be
money.
going
That's a
in
lot
and
of money.
meddling and trying to make it more family friendly so they
But
can go in and sell more
for a
FNAF toys
movie?
and it becomes the next Minions or something. Low budget
Oh,
is the
God.
way to go because it
I think it
forces you to
has,
be
hasn't it?
creative. So this
The FYE
news
sells
actively made me
Five Nights at Freddy's stuff.
excited for the movie. A video game movie based on FNAF. Seriously, all the subs to film theorists better get
Was-
themselves ready for a heap and helping a Freddy when that
Film
movie
theories,
rolls
that's also a
around.
thing?
Anyway, enough updates.
I mean, I react to
covers all the
Nostalgia
FNAF
Critics, so.
related things that you guys have been asking me about on Twitter. Onto the episode. This
Well, there's
is
also
another
Willy's
topic
Wonderland.
I've wanted to do since the release of FNAF 4 back in 2015 and never had the opportunity
2015.
to because
This
I
was
was always so
uploaded in
busy trying to piece together the
2017.
damn lore. And that is, can an animatronic actually kill you? Since, you know, this series has a lot of animatronics and
maybe?
a whole lot of death at the hands of animatronics. But
Can
more
they kill him? Can
specifically,
they?
I want to focus on
I don't know if they can kill
the bite.
me.
You know the one I'm talking about. Whether or
Oh,
not
you
you
mean like
believe
their
this
jaws
moment to be
crushing?
the
Oh yeah,
bite of
absolutely.
3 or the bite of
Crush your skull?
87,
Oh
whether
yeah.
or not the date really even matters anymore. One thing is clear. This is the moment that set in motion everything else in these games.
This is going to be r/they
coming from
did the
6
math.
games and the Silverized book, William Afton, creator of the animatronics, suffers this
He must have made a
tragedy
bunch
where
of
his
books like in a
son's head
spree.
gets crushed in a childhood bullying incident. A few days later, the son dies of his wounds in his hospital bed, setting in
While
motion
having
Afton's
nightmares.
quest to, quote, put him back together. Cut to scoopings, sister locations, a
Scooping.
dead daughter, and more missing children than you can shake a basket of exotic butters at, and all because
Exotic
of this
butters.
one moment. The bite is treated
Are exotic
as a
butters
freak
actually good? I don't
accident,
know.
Something that
Maybe I'd
couldn't
try
be
exotic
helped.
butters.
The horrific ending of an innocent childhood prank gone wrong. A series filled with haunted
Innocent?
puppets and reincarnated
Get that
skin
puppet
suits
outta here.
starts with this. Just a random tragic incident that nobody could have stopped. A simple mechanical failure. Remember, this is before
I like how it just
any of the
stops
suits
like
are
it's
haunted.
broken.
It's still just a regular old animatronic.
And they stop.
But is that
Do they
really
stop while it's
true?
happening?
Does
Is it like,
a
oh crap,
regular
we went
old
too far, we
animatronic
messed up?
actually have the ability to crush a child's
Oh, more
skull?
likely.
Or is there something a bit more sinister going on here? Let me just say this. I will never look at my last sister location theories the same way again. And it's all
Why?
thanks to the results of this episode's research. To
That was
begin to
last
piece
week's
together
video.
the real
Link in the
danger
description.
these
I'll send a
Disney
post on my
rejects
channel.
pose, we need to understand
also
what
gonna be
makes them
streaming
so
today at 5 p.m.
dangerous in the first place. Sure,
Pokemon
it might
Platinum
be easy
Nuzlocke.
to assume that Golden Fredbear and Golden Bonnie here are so deadly
Oh, yeah.
because they're spring-lock suits, but as we hear about in FNAF 3's phone calls, the locks
You're
are only
terrifying.
used to hold back the sharp, pointy innards so they could be worn in suit mode.
Change the animatronics to
Suit mode.
Insert and turn firmly the
Hand crank
provided by the manufacturer.
by the manufacturer. Wow, liability.
Press the animatronic parts around the sides of the suit, providing room to climb inside. Please make sure the spring locks are fastened tight to ensure the
Fastened
animatronic
tight,
devices
huh?
remain fixed.
It's also something that we witness up close and personal during night 4
I don't
of
like
FNAF's
that. I don't-
sister location.
I don't-
The
I don't like
spring
it.
locks
I don't
pull
like it.
back
I
the
don't like
robotic
it.
innards, and them unsnapping
Get outta here.
and releasing the mechanism
What's that up
is
there?
what makes them so deadly.
Oh, you have to
but
crank
during
them?
FNAF 4's bite, Golden Freddy is already in robot mode. There would be no spring locks activated. They would not be snapping shut. To put it simply,
what
the
happened?
robot is operating like any normal animatronic would be, meaning that the danger is coming not from some weird, unique detail of
It depends on how
FNAF burst-style
much power,
robots,
whatever the
but
motor is.
rather from the same mechanisms that exist
I'm
in
sure
any
Mark Rober can do
animatronic,
it.
be it in a
Or I Did
fictional
a Thing can.
pizzeria to the creepy remnants of Big Bear Jamboree heads looking down
What
at you
is
from the
that?
Winnie the Pooh ride in Disneyland. Go ahead, look it up. There's
I
some
don't think
nightmare
I
fuel
wrote
for
that.
you. Or better yet,
I
if
don't
you're at
think I- wait,
Disneyland, leaving the
Disneyland?
Heffalump and
I think I'm at the
Woozle
Disney
section
World.
of the ride,
Yeah.
look behind you and look up. Ho ho! Prepare for
Wait,
a
what?
surprise.
Show me. Show me.
Anyway, all things
What?
considered, to truly unwrap this theory, we need to know how normal animatronics actually work. Enter a man named Vern Grainer, an engineer who used to build robots for Chuck E. Cheese.
He looks
Turns
like
out,
somebody.
all these things
Chuck E.
are built
Cheese's is a
actually
restaurant.
closely guarded trade secret, because I can pronounce
Secret.
my awas. But in an article he did for Nuts and Bolts magazine
How
back
is it
in
a secret?
2009, he
Take-
confirmed
buy
that
one and take
almost
it apart.
every entertainment robot on the planet is built from one core technology: pneumatic actuators.
Yeah, which
Well, yo,
I know what they are.
The homies know that when all the sickest
Why is he
ballers
wearing
wanna
a
flip out their banging rides, yo, they
Miami
install
6? Was
hydraulic
that
lifts in their
LeBron?
undercarriage, like Ramon from the Cars movie? Well, where hydraulics use oil
Or
and fluid
Demolition
dynamics
Ranch.
to do that sweet lifting,
Hydraulics.
yo. Pneumatics use air pressure. You build up a bunch of air pressure.
Oh, it's not a
and then
hydraulics?
release
Okay.
it. That release moves whatever you want: a piston, a pulley, the deadly grin of a lifeless singing bear. They're used
Nice.
in everything from robots to build cars to the jaws of, well, Jaws at Universal Studios.
Yeah.
Now, Grainer
Oh,
doesn't
God, that ride was
specify how
terrible.
powerful pneumatic
I don't think I ever
actuators
went
the
on
Chuck
it.
E. Cheese style robot's mouth would be, but we can go ahead and calculate a rough estimate. Whereas other actuators in the
It
body
wouldn't
and legs
be-
would have to be more powerful.
Buy an
since they're
animatronic,
moving
an old one.
larger, heavier chunks of robot. The ones
Test
in
it.
the mouth are smaller,
Mythbusters.
more delicate. They only have to move a couple of ounces of plastic and metal for the jaws,
Yeah.
teeth, and cheeks. The pneumatic tubes themselves are also only a couple inches long, meaning that they can only build up so much air pressure. All
Which means,
things
can you even
considered,
get a
you're
child's
only
head
gonna
inside?
Need about 40 psi of air pressure max to do all of that. That's not a whole lot.
That's
it's like
not-
pressure created from a strong breeze. So how the heck do a handful of
That's an
small
interesting
pistons
picture.
powered by air create
Well, it's also
enough
two
force
of
to
them.
crack a child's skull wide open? they
Maybe he had a
can.
soft
You
skull?
see, crushing a human skull ain't easy. The 22 bones of the human skull are there to protect the most important organ in our body from damage. And the whole thing has got a rounded structure to help disperse any forces applied to it. The strongest boxer in the world could punch you in the head at full force, and it barely crack. But this perfect
barely crack?
Chuck E. Cheese
Okay, step in the
not
room
only
and prime
cracks
Mike
the
Tyson.
crying child's head, but breaks through hard enough to cause severe trauma to the brain? How much force is needed to do that? Well,
I don't
it's
actually know.
a tricky question. First, we gotta ask.
It's also a growing child. How old is a child?
When
Yeah.
you're first born, the skull is softer.
You
Moldable,
can like
since,
actually,
you know,
yeah,
it has to
harden.
pass through narrow lady bits. Once it's made that journey,
Yikes.
it has to be able to accommodate for your growing brain. So it has these soft spots called fontanelles to give the skull flexibility. So
I didn't know
immediately
that.
thought that our crying child birthday boy might be a bit easier of a nut to crack considering how young he is, but the research
angry
didn't pan out
nutcracker.
that way. The soft spots disappear or ossify by the time that you're 9 to 18 months old.
Oh,
And
okay,
I don't
definitely.
care how heartless of a killer you are, purple guy. You ain't
You're
letting
not
your
killing an
one-year-old
18-year-old.
hobble his way home after a day of sitting terrified in a broom closet. Second, to answer the question I had to ask, what parts of the skull are we talking about? Because different
also the most
sections have
fragile.
different
The actual was
thicknesses
going
and,
fourth in
as a
inches.
result, different
they got it,
strengths.
thank God.
According to research done by Tobias Matei, who studied children's bike
Tobias
helmets and how
Matei.
they protect the skull, the thinnest region of the skull bone is about where your temples are. Lo and behold, that's exactly where our crying child is seeing most of the damage done. When he's placed in Golden Fredbear's mouth by the bullies, he's facing outward towards us.
Do
Mostly
actuators have
facing
most of the?
camera,
I thought most of the
meaning that
pressure is
weaker
when they
sides of his
expand,
skull are the ones
not when
that are
they
having to
compress.
deal with the crushing forces of the teeth. So I looked it up.
I feel like
To
it'd be
fracture
mostly
the
just the
skull
weight.
there would require the equivalent of a 1,100-pound man or 500-kilogram woman. Equal opportunity,
I actually
not
did
being
a
sexist
Punch Out
here, to step
video
on the
by
head in
Bum
that
the Fumbles.
exact spot. But then again, that's just to have the thing fracture. We're talking about a
Crush.
catastrophic head failure that impacts the brain. So we have to get a bit more specific
Okay.
and a bit harder of a bite. Luckily, I found a study looking into
How many
exactly
licks does it take to
Testing over
Tootsie Roll?
300
Tootsie Pop.
samples, some scientific madmen
one.
determined that human skull bone, when put under various kinds of
Three.
stress, had a failure pressure of 1900 psi or 13 megapascals. 13 megapascals.
So were
means
these
that for
robots
every
designed to
square
kill?
meter of surface area, it takes 13 million newtons of force to break a skull open. Now, obviously, that number is hard to imagine without me giving you a real-world example of what it feels like. The challenge, though, is to accurately represent that pressure, we need to know how that pressure is being delivered. If I'm delivering a lot of pressure onto a small point, it's gonna do a lot more damage than if I deliver that same amount of pressure across a wider surface area. Think of it like the difference of stepping onto a single nail versus laying on a bed of nails. One's a bloody good party trick. The other is just bloody. So think about it this way. 1 megapascal of pressure is about the pressure of an average human bite. We're talking 13 times that. That is a lot.
What's like a crocodile or an alligator?
That pressure is being delivered by small animatronic teeth clamping down on either side
So
of the crying
does that mean like their main
child's
weapon
head.
is
so
crushing?
a whole lot more like that single nail example than the bed of nails. But to find out just how powerful and deadly these teeth are, we're gonna need one thing: pixel measurements. We need to know the surface area of Freddy's teeth so that we can figure out how much force minimum those teeth are delivering. Now, obviously, we're gonna have to approximate a bit since the game contains no real measurements to go off of. So instead, I started with Freddy's face. It's an Easter egg I never really addressed in the theories, but way back in vanilla FNAF 1, lots of theorists were talking about an oddly shaped smudge on Freddy's face. This smudge is in the shape of a handprint. Now, granted, it is a golden suit, but as we see in that game,
I've never seen that.
Comparable in size. Given that the average human hand is about 18.89 centimeters long, we can use this handprint to scale everything else. Freddy's head then is 32 centimeters wide, or about twice as wide as an adult human's head, which makes a lot of sense. You need something big enough to serve as a costume.
Isn't
now,
that
using a combination of images from different angles,
it's from Lord of the
to
Rings?
determine the dimensions of one tooth, which comes to 1.4 square centimeters. It looks like he was bitten with 8 teeth, 4 on the top and 4 on the bottom. This gives
what
us
about the other side?
Because
it'd be round.
11.26
because it's 2D.
centimeters. So, using the power of math, we can use this figure to determine how much force each tooth is biting down with. And that number is bone-chilling. 14,758 newtons. Why is that a bone-chilling number?
That's a
Because
lot.
that's the strength that a full-grown crocodile bites with. It's
Oh.
almost the strength of a great white shark bite. In order to deliver that amount of force, you would need
What is a hippo's bite?
high-end industrial strength pneumatic actuators. These
That probably
things
didn't
are as
exist
long as
back
your
when it
arm, and
happened.
They need their own dedicated compressors pumping out 100 pounds per square inch. I mean, your own teeth would.
So there was a
crack if you hit
crocodile.
down with that kind of force, and it is.
There was a
most
crocodile in the
certainly
animatronic. Got it.
Way overkill for moving the mouth of some cheap mascot at a sad sack themed restaurant.
Yeah,
It's
so-
almost like someone built these things
To kill.
intentionally be.
What did I say
deadly.
earlier?
And there, ladies and gentlemen, is our smoking gun. When we last covered the lore
No,
of
it's
this
not
series,
smoking.
myself, as well as other FNAF theorists like
That
Treesicle
one?
and
No.
Dawko, concluded that
Who?
William Afton was driven to his murderous rampage by tragic circumstances.
So he
His
created
son was
murder
killed
robots,
in the jaws
and
of
that
that machine,
killed him.
and so he dedicated his life to twisted experimentation on other children to bring his son back. Sure. it
Oh, he's
doesn't
like,
mean
oh, I
that
killed my
William
kid,
Afton
why don't I kill
kidnapping
some
and
more?
killing tons of kids
Why
is
stop there?
okay, but it does
Fun for
make
the
us
whole family.
sympathize with him a little. He was driven to madness by this immense sadness. But if all this science today is truly correct, it proves that he was a madman all along. That
Apparently.
even in the earliest
How did he even
days
have a
of
kid?
Fredbear's Family Diner, William was making suits designed to kill, with mechanisms way overpowered for what they were meant to do.
Clearly,
Any normal animatronic would have left the
he
crime
modeled them
child
after
with a
a
few scratches,
crocodile,
maybe some
alligator.
psychological scars, but that's about it. He'd be alive. But
If I saw him, I'd
being
know
the
which one's which,
psychopath
but
that he is,
I forget which
had
one he
other
said.
intentions. Not only did he create a deadly system with the spring locks, but even the basic robotics of his mascots were built to kill. Something that he
Yeah.
would continue to do throughout his career, particularly with the Funtime series. We
The-
all thought it was
no.
a freak accident that killed Afton's son, but at the end of the day, this death
Maybe
was
the
completely
kids were like,
avoidable. It was
or
all
maybe it was
Afton's
payback or something?
fault.
Maybe they caught
He
on to
only
it?
has his own twisted experiments to blame, claiming first
Maybe-
his son and eventually his daughter too.
Maybe those kids were onto
Listen,
it.
That
And knew that he-
really bites.
Oh, God. But that's just a theory.
That's just a theory.
A
A
game
game theory.
theory. Jesus
Thanks
Christ.
for watching.
Oh.
6 whole months since a FNAF theory? Wow.
Wait,
time
really?
flies. It's actually
Well,
really
you don't have to
cool
wait that
the
long. You don't have to
series
wait
again with
1
fresh
week.
eyes. I even
And
figured out
patrons
the
get a
new
day
limits
early
while working
for
on this
$3 a
stuff
month.
that I'm
Helps me
sure
not have to pay
will
well
show
on
up in
channel.
the next FNAF theory coming this summer. So if you haven't done it
This
yet,
summer, and
make
this was
sure that you
uploaded
bite
April 29th.
down hard on that subscribe button in 3.
Also,
2,
please subscribe. Like,
1.
75% of you are not subscribed.
And hey, might I recommend
I read all your
the
comments.
video that you see on screen right now? It's actually the first video that I did on FNAF. It's actually really interesting to see
Really?
how the series have changed in that amount of time.
It has
Anyway,
been
that's it for
crazy.
today. I will see you all, or at least the number of you who enjoy our theories that aren't FNAF related, next week.
That's fair. Okay, yeah, next week we're going to have what else we missed. The answer was right in front of us. That's going to be the next one. It's going to be a 22-minute long video, so that's going to be enjoyable. And then we actually have that one where it's like, could you survive FNAF IRL? So I guess he's doing less of the theories and more about like digging into like this one where it was like, you know, could they actually like crush a skull? I'm not really sure. Maybe he looked way too deep into it. I'm not really sure. Like that's, you know, the fact that the robots were designed to kill. Like, why would their jaws be the killing thing? Like, what about their arms and stuff like that? Or could they have any ability, or do they just bite things, you know? Are they fast? Can they run? Can they jump? Can they even pick things up and put it in their mouth? I'm not really sure. Or do they require some kind of ritual where they feed a kid and put it in the mouth of an animatronic and then it crushes him like a hydraulic press? Wow, you can make a YouTube channel about that. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, I'll be streaming at 5 p.m. I hope you're subscribed so you do not miss the next video. But until then, take care and cue the music.
We were playing that song.